Okay, so we are live. I'll just start with part 2 questions.
Okay.
Okay.
So, the independent samples, one of the professors in the BYU Idaho Math Department collected data from BYU Idaho students to compare the mean wages of BYU Idaho male students to BYU Idaho female students. The students from his classes completed a survey which he then used to analyze if there is a difference in these wages. So use the class survey to answer the following questions. Number 1, design the study. So A, what is the research question? So I put, is there a difference in mean wages of BYU Idaho male students and BYU Idaho female students?
Yep.
Excellent.
Then the null and alternative is the null is mu equals, or the population mean equals the other population mean, or that either the alternative is that they do not equal each other.
Good.
Can we do 2A?
Sure.
Yeah.
Survey by students of a math professor's class. Describe the data collection procedures. So their survey was done by students of a professor's math class. And we did not do simple random sampling because it's just all the students from that one particular professor's class.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Very, very good.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I
And
put.
then describe the data in a short paragraph. Use summary statistics to describe the data, and after the paragraph, insert an appropriate and well-labeled graph to illustrate the data. So I separated out to say that the mean for the female students was 9.76. The standard deviation is 3.17, and the sample size is 91. And then for the male students is 11.94, and the standard deviation is 10.49, and the sample size is 85. And then I did the histogram in SPSS to get the graph.
And the only thing I had different is I had the sample sizes different. But I noticed in one spot there was a test total, and it took in account, I can't remember, something else. And so the sample size it listed there was different than it listed in a different spot.
Was that different from SPSS? It should be different. It should be the same from Excel to SPSS, right?
Yeah, that was in SPSS, yeah. So I have the male sample size as 88 and the female sample size as 95.
See, that's weird because I have the male as 85 and the females as 92. What did I do?
Let me pull up. What was that?
Maybe I just pasted it.
It was the class survey.
Class survey.
Okay, let me pull that up real quick and see, because there were 2 different areas that you could look for it, but then one of them said total test. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll pull it up real quick.
Let's see.
Okay. So it says.
Now, did this one we transformed? I can't remember.
Yes, this is the one that had all of the different options available.
So let me do that real quick. So we did.
I shouldn't have erased it. I shut everything down so that I could get on.
I know, me too, because I didn't want it to slow things down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do wage, and then gender.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing. Shoot.
Let me see.
See, mine comes up as 91 and 85 again.
Mine's
Well, I see
92.
what you're saying. There, in the cases that you're looking at, Kimry,
Uh-huh.
there's actually there's three things listed. So you have the valid, which is 91 and 85, but then you have missing, which
Right.
is 4 and 3. So then you have a total of 95 and 88.
Right. So that, yeah, that's what it was. So I wonder.
And I have never seen that. I mean, I don't know if we're supposed to add the two then together for the total, or if we're just looking at the valid cases.
Do you see at the end of that, it gives a total? Do you see that?
At the end of it, you mean I see the 95 and the 88 that you talked about.
Yeah, like it gives the total of
So
95 and 88. But
yeah,
when I
that's what I'm
went
wondering
to
if
when
we
I
do the
went to
missing
check
or not.
the answers, when
Just
I
kidding,
went to check the
mine's
answers,
85 and 91 now.
Yeah, mine says 85.91 as well.
What did you say about the answers?
when I went to check my answers, they were saying 88 and 95.
Then it
So
must
that's
be
why I
that
wondered
total.
if we were supposed to use that other one besides, because I got both of them also. I saw both of them.
Oh. I don't know.
You know, then I guess we would probably go with the total then, if that's what the answer key would say.
Do you see that? Because I was getting the other one, and when
Yeah.
I went back and checked, and so I thought, when I went back and checked, I saw there were two different places that it gave us the number.
That makes sense. I mean, it does.
I have noticed.
Maybe they miscounted.
I've noticed that they often make mistakes. Like when he's talking, he'll say insufficient. Oh, I mean like sufficient. So I do notice that
I'm
sometimes.
gonna trust the computer that I put the information into.
It makes less mistakes than we do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I got the 91 and 85 also, but then I saw where it had the other number further down, further over.
You know what? That's interesting because when you go down to the test statistic, after you've run the t-score or the t-test, it goes back to that 91 and 85.
Does it? I couldn't remember what it did.
So maybe what it's doing is because this question is asking for the summary of statistics. So maybe in this question itself, you would be looking at everybody that was asked, but not necessarily. I mean, those that are missing. So that may be true just for this paragraph. But when you go in and after you've done this because this is going to be before the test statistic is run.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe that's
true.
What it's saying, is that it's
That could be. Anyway, that one just kind of threw me because I saw there were two different ones there, and so when I went to check, it gave me that other one, which I wouldn't have used.
Well, what's interesting is, I mean, is there anywhere on the Minette and Karina, is there anywhere to see what we're seeing with this additional test or sample size with the Excel?
On Excel, yeah.
In Excel, I see variable 1, which I use for female, as 91 and male as 85. And then when you look at the variables, some of them are blank, especially on variable 2.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it just isn't.
But you never see the 95 and 88.
It might ignore the blank spots.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Which, if you were a scientist, you would also want to ignore the blank spots because you wouldn't want to calculate 0 in.
Yeah.
You would just leave it out.
Unless they happen to be students that aren't making any money, because it looks like they have statistics on the rest of them for.
Yeah, that's true. Unless they were comparing it to something else, then.
Basically, you can't die.
Interesting.
Anyway, I just found that interesting, so.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen it on any of our other things either.
Sorry, not Niggers either.
Chrissy?
So anyway,
Yeah.
number 4,
Ask, see.
A, what type of hypothesis test is appropriate? So I put hypothesis test for 2 means independent study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much the only word yes.
So we can, for B,
Here's the thing, if you
the sample size is large, so we can assume it's normal.
And then for C,
I can do
gosh, I put a lot of stuff.
Hello?
I'm usually really good. I don't know how
Can everyone still hear me?
partner.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Minette, we're kind of going in and out again.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just talk louder. It says compute the test statistic. So the T equals plus or minus 1.836.
Excellent. That's what I got. Now this is going to be interesting because if our sample size is off, then this degree of freedom might be off. But I have for the degree of freedom 98.263.
That's what I got also.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we supposed to change the type?
I mean, there's one part of the stage I was trying to
The
get
type?
the only one there.
Not equal. It is not equal to. I got something different. Like I went back and watched the video, and he got 0.0694.
For what? The sample size?
Are we doing? Oh, so sorry. Am I on the wrong one?
Yeah, we're on D.
Yeah, we were doing degrees of freedom.
You're right. Go ahead. Sorry.
So we have the degrees of freedom. I got 98.263.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
But then my p-value is exactly what what Minette just said. So it's 0.069, and I dropped the 4 on it, but 0.069.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my p-value too.
Yeah.
Okay, so then F, I put fail to reject the null.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Because then for G, we have insufficient evidence that there's a difference between the wages.
And then for H, I put negative 4.529 as the low and 0.176 as the upper, which means there's a 0 in there, which means that we're not confident that there is a difference because there's the 0.
Very good.
Yep, that's what I got. And I did hop on the tutor real quick just to ask her if it depends on if you put, when it says define your group, then you have to put in group 1 and group 2.
Yeah.
If you put those, because one of the problems in the homework assignment, it swapped those. And so I asked her if that made a difference. She said, really, it should be the same either way you put them in. And the answer either way should be right. So.
Yeah, I saw that in the homework last time. When I did switch them around, it told me I got the answer wrong. So all I did was I retook the test immediately and switched them over.
Oh.
And I got the answer right.
This is for the low first and after.
And she told me it would be the same either way, that you'd get the right answer.
That's what I thought.
On the test, didn't it say low first, high after?
Yeah, it did say. That's why I was wondering why. Yeah, in the quiz,
Hurry.
I had written negative 10.5 8.455 and a negative 8.728. And then I just retook the test and I switched it to an 8.728 and 10.455 and took out the negative, and it said it was right.
And you got it right?
I did get it
Here's the thing, I missed that one too. But then I looked at the test statistic, and if we would have swapped those, then that would have been positive instead of negative. But I got the test statistic right, so I was like, how could that be any,
right?
You know. Anyway, so I just left it and I just missed it again because I was like, I do not understand how this can be different. I've got one thing.
Yeah, I went back in afterwards to try and figure out, because I'm like, okay, I know it has to be one or the other.
Yeah.
So I went back and redid that, and then I actually, for number 10, had gotten 10 wrong, but no matter how many times I was trying to figure it out before I retook it, it wasn't making any sense until the only way I could get a different answer was to go into Excel and do it in Excel. And once I did it in Excel and did the greater than, it gave me the correct answer. For some reason, it would not give me the correct answer in SPSS.
Oh, wow.
I've always done Excel. So I did SPSS when it was like required a few times, but aside from that,
You just use the Excel.
yeah.
I've seen how it can be reliable on several things. I was going to get on with the tutor and ask if there's a way to be able to tell the greater and less than, because that's when I found that there are problems with SPSS and trying to figure out what the proper, like, p-value, or even in this case the t-value. But anyways,
Yeah, and I did ask her basically that, and she said it would really either way you put it, it should be the same and the answer should be correct. But obviously, if you just swapped them around, then that's not the case.
Well, that's in 10. I was talking. I jumped for a second when you went over.
Okay.
I jumped to question 10. I had a problem because what I got in SPSS wasn't matching what I got on Excel. And so when I put the information from SPSS in, I got it wrong. But when I put the information from the Excel, I got it right.
I wonder. Let me look at 10, because I just used SPSS, but I didn't use 10. Yeah. So let me see what I got. It was 1 that I kept missing.
I wonder if I'm looking at something differently.
Yeah, no, 10 I got correct.
Okay.
1.722, degrees of freedom 89, and the p-value 0.045.
Okay.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
I'm gonna need to.
1 second. We just went potty. Let me take care of that. Sorry.
Yay!
Yay!
Anyway, so I've been trying to double check. Like, I'll run it through both just to make sure I've got it correct on both. I've been so grateful for being able to take it over a second time.
So did you already do it?
What did you say? I don't know why. I can tell you're talking, but I can't hear you.
Let me type it.
Okay, sorry. When you're 3, that's a big deal.
I'm not sure where it went. Okay, there. That's where it went. I'm not seeing it. Huh. I'm not seeing it. Minette, I know you typed something, but I can't see it.
It should, on the right side
Uh-huh.
column. Can you hear me now? So there's the picture, and on the right side it says group chat.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about
there you
lesson
go.
13
Got it.
homework?
Got it.
So that was, no, we were talking about 12 homework quiz.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I haven't taken 13 homework quiz yet.
No, not 13 yet.
Okay, go.
Oh shoot.
Okay. Sorry. Back to 13. Like we just had a successful moment. He went potty. And then the fall. No.
Okay.
So my daughter gets to perform with piano guys tomorrow.
Do you get to perform what?
Piano guys tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Wow.
I know, fun, huh?
Can you repeat what she said, Karina?
Oh,
Her daughter is performing with the piano guys. Right?
oh, yeah.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Wow.
She has
Is
got
she
to
a
be so
pianist?
excited.
She's
Okay, I just missed something. You guys are all excited.
Oh.
Lauren gets to perform with piano guys tomorrow. My daughter Lauren.
Are you serious? Wow. That's a big deal. At the
The World
World Congress?
Yes.
Oh,
Are you serious? That is a huge, huge deal.
Yes.
Is she like instrumental?
Yeah,
Like
she-
what's
Oboe.
Oh, cool.
So fun. So we're excited about that.
That is super exciting. That's a big, big deal.
Oh, awesome. Wish her luck for us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, we were having little episodes. We're done.
That's okay. So we're at 5, take action.
Oh, do we do I?
I skipped over it because you pretty much answered it pretty well
Okay.
with the not being confident because there's 0 in the interval.
Oh, was that 8, or did I not? Okay.
That was the answer I had for I.
Oh, okay. I think I just wrote it.
And then the take action that I had for the paragraph, I just said there really is nothing that you need to do.
Yeah,
What do you do?
We don't
Like
want to
really
change
waxing these
if there's no
take it in.
difference, let's not change anything. It's all good.
That's what I put. I had no idea.
Okay.
So it looks like there is something we have to open up, the dentist office bills for questions 6 through 11.
Okay.
The dentist office bill.
Mine only printed to 5.
Ours was only 5 too. We're getting ready for the quiz.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so dentist office.
We also have to do like the freshman dinner.
Okay, I'll start with.
Did you open the quiz?
Uh-huh. To see if there was anything that we had to download.
Okay,
Okay, there we go.
That way I could get it open.
awesome. Okay, I'm going to open it now.
Okay. I'll hopefully open the right one tonight. I always open the wrong one.
Oh no.
Yes.
I had this knife, and he fell down, and now he's been on my dive.
So we need the dentist office bills and also freshman dinner.
Freshman dinner.
Sometimes it takes a second for my computer to open stuff. I
Mine
want to
too.
make sure I have them open before we So you guys aren't all
I'm only
waiting
going to
on
open
me.
one at a time because I swear I'll mix them up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ann.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. I think we're ready.
Let's see. I'm just trying to get the information in real quick so I have it ready. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So let me go start with 3.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what requirements must be checked when conducting a hypothesis test comparing 2 means with independent samples? And I put A and B. All right.
So what you guys got?
Yep, that's what I would put too.
Okay.
Or A and B at the bottom.
Yeah.
I actually tried to click A and B and it wasn't.
I've totally done that.
Like, what's
I'm like, wait a second, it won't let me do it.
Okay.
So then this is the test statistic for a hypothesis test comparing 2 means with independent samples is a t-score, or is it a
Yeah.
z?
I like the F-tastic though. That was nicely done.
Fantastic. That's funny.
Okay. Let's see. Two samples are independent if knowing which subjects will be in group 1 determine. Nope, it would be the second one. Knowing
Yep.
which subjects are in group 1 tells us nothing about which subjects will be in group 2.
Yep. Okay, now we use the data file dentist office bills to answer 6 through 11. This data represents simple random sample of dental bills at a dentist office in Idaho Falls and a dentist office in Rexburg. Use the null hypothesis as the sample mean 1 equals sample mean 2, and alternative as sample mean is less than sample mean 2 with a significant level of significance of 0.10. What is the degrees of freedom? Okay, let me hop over there.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay.
So what do we think?
Let's see. For the degrees of freedom, I got 37.996.
Yep. And then for the sample standard deviation for Rexburg, so that's just value 2, right? I got 206.637.
That's what I got.
Hey, sorry, can you go back?
You guys are going faster than my computer's
Oh,
moving.
I'm sorry.
So,
far do you usually run, Ruth? Or is there a specific length of time that you run?
I like to get out for at least an hour when I run.
Oh, okay.
It depends on what I'm training for. Like when I trained for the Ragnar, I would try and run 5 like every other day, and then a longer run on the weekends. So I would try and get up to 10. I think the longest I got up to was 12. And now I'm back down to like 4 and 5. But I mean, I'm not doing really long runs on the weekends anymore, until I start training for something else again.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about miles?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, hours?
You're like, holy cow, Ruth.
I'm like, I'll never make it to that.
No, I'll go out. When you first start, I mean, the best thing to do is just set a time. And just say, you know what, regardless of what, if I walk or run, I'm going out for 45 minutes, or I'm going out for an hour.
Okay.
And
Well,
then, go ahead. Sorry.
I usually run so I'll do like a 5-minute warm-up and a 5-minute cool down, and then in between those I'll run for 25 minutes straight.
That'll be good.
So that's where I am so far, and that's getting to a point where it's fairly comfortable. I'm just wondering, like,
you want to start adding some more time then to what you're doing, and then maybe in a week or so, like, try and figure out how much mileage you're putting in that amount of time. So there's a point where you can switch out the time and start looking at the mileage. So if you're running, you're trying to get to 3 miles, and so when you can time yourself over 3 miles and kind of run that for a while, and then you'll add 4 miles, but then it's kind of like a 2-step or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So you'll do like 3 miles. When you run 4, then you always go back down to 3, and the next week you'll still start with 3, but then you'll run 4 and 4, and then come back down to 3 again, and the next week you can replace 4 or the 3 with the 4, and then run more consistent 4s, and then you can jump up to 5. That way you less probability of injury.
okay.
So for number 6, you got 37.996. All right.
Yes. Yes.
For 7, what did you get for 7?
206.637.
You went with variable 2 because my 2 are different. What is this?
So it's saying the standard deviation for Rexburg, so that's variable 2.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the degrees of freedom, you got 37.996.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then for Rexburg, you got 206.637.
Yep.
And then the test statistic, I got negative 434.
Yes.
Yes. Well, so it was negative 0.434?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for
Sorry.
p-value, I got 0.667 because it's saying round to the 3 decimal places, right?
See, I got 0.333.
Did I?
Well, let's see. We're doing less than, so we need to divide it.
Yeah, so it would be 0.333.
Okay.
Minette, if you go, because you're using Excel, right?
Yeah.
If you go up to the drop box.
Oh, yeah. Drop it down.
Yeah.
Oh, less than.
Do less than, and that should change the p-value for you.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, 0.333.
Yeah.
And then on 10, I put fail to reject. Oh, no, it would change. So we would reject the null.
Reject the null, yeah.
No.
No, we would fail to
Because it's still above 0.1.
5, right?
It is above 0.1. Yep, fail to reject.
Okay.
Oh, 0.1. Okay.
And then for 11, when you do not equals, it actually goes up, so you'd still fail to reject.
Yeah. Because 0.66 is still
Yeah.
It's still higher.
So
Okay.
then 12, we'll have to put in the new information.
For the freshman.
Yeah.
About number
Okay.
11 before you move on really
Okay,
fast.
so let me bring that up.
They failed to project because of what? The alternative hypothesis is.
Yeah, 11 is fail to reject.
What's the alternative? Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. Less than.
To close the stuff so I don't get it confused.
Right, I just did the same thing.
I know, that's what I did. I've got to close it out. Yeah.
You're sitting there saying, "Hey, didn't you get the same thing? Why didn't you get the same thing?"
Yeah.
Okay. my-
And then 12 is actually pretty straightforward because it's from the data that's above.
Awesome.
So it's just does not equal.
Yeah, we're all serious here, trying to get all this stuff done.
I know.
It's right there for you. Okay. Let me get back to that page. Okay, so, use the data file freshman dinner to answer questions 12 through 17. The data represents the number of times freshman students from Utah and Colorado cook their own dinner in a month. I love these questions. You suspect that freshmen from Utah cook dinner from themselves a different number of times than freshmen from Colorado.
Of course they do.
Okay. So, what is the appropriate alternative hypothesis? Is it B?
Yeah, different.
Just a different number of times.
Yeah, so
That
does
is
not
funny.
Yeah.
That is too funny.
And then, did you guys get the test statistic? That one I always want. My mouth can't say it.
Statistic.
Your computers must figure things faster than mine. Okay, so let's see. Number 12. What is the appropriate alternative hypothesis?
Yeah, I've got a pretty speedy computer.
Yeah, mine's being slow. So you'd put B, right? Different than? Okay.
Yeah.
Test statistic.
Right?
Okay, so I got negative 0.845.
I got a positive 8.
I got a positive.
I've got a
Oh,
negative 0.845.
Did you flip them and do the second group first and the first group second?
see, that's what I always confused, and I wondered if there was any way, if it really mattered. She said it didn't, but it seems like it does.
Yeah. The test
Okay.
statistics shouldn't matter because, if you put it into the applet, you put a
It's the
negative or a
same.
positive, it would be the same, especially if this is a two-tailed test. It wouldn't matter.
Right. So did you put for the divine?
Sorry. Hang on a sec.
So when you did define groups, did you put 2 in group 1 and 1 in group 2?
My group 1 is Colorado and my group 2 is Utah.
Good.
My group
Who
one
said
is-
that?
My group 1 is Colorado and my group 2 is Utah.
mine,
Yeah, that's what I've got.
What were you saying, Manette?
I flipped mine.
Okay.
So I
And
just
what
put them in the same as did you flip them?
It just I just put in the information as they went in. So when I recoded and it asked me to define them, I just put it in as 1 and 2, in that order, and it just the information that it kicked out was that Colorado was group 1 and Utah was group 2.
Yeah, that's what I got.
So maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's
But I mean, like I said, I don't think that there should be a problem.
mm-mm.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, right? Two of us may find out
Right.
one way or the other.
Well, we can always take it and take the information and just flip it around real quick. Give me a second. Yeah, if I flip it around, the test statistic goes to a positive instead of a negative. Everything else pretty much stays the same. So I don't think it matters if it's a positive or a negative, because all it did was flip the things around on me, and nothing else changed. I mean
Not even the confidence interval?
the confidence interval changed. That changed from that changed from a negative 5.13734 and an upper of 2.204 to a negative 2.204 and a positive 5.1373. So I think that's probably the difference with just depending on how you put them in.
Right. Okay, so what are you guys using then? The test statistic, a positive?
I'm
0.845?
Yeah, I'm just having a positive. We'll find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the negative in, just because that's when I had to switch around the groups 1 and 2 in SPF to get that to work, but it just seemed natural to put 1 before the 2.
Negative. So you're doing negative?
Yeah.
So what did you guys get for the p-value?
P-value got 0.411.
Me too.
Mine is 0.410.
Yeah.
Is there anything after that? Are you not rounding?
No.
Ours doesn't give us the option to. It just gives you the number.
So the number that comes after that 0 is a 7.
Oh, let's go with a 1. I think that it can't hurt. Just like when we were just talking about the quiz for 12, and I gave you my numbers that I put in, and I had said that I put in a 0. Sorry. That I put in a 0.044, and Kimmery actually put in a 0.045, and we both got it correct.
Okay, so you're putting the p-value as
0.411.
Yeah, that's funny.
So then for 15
you would
we would fail to reject the null.
fail to reject. Now use the information and data just above question 12 to construct a 95% confidence interval.
Yeah, see,
so we already did that, right?
Because I'm assuming Minette, you'll have the same thing as I do since you used Excel.
Yeah.
But I got negative 2.214 for the lower limit.
Yeah, and 5.147 for the upper.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I got.
And I got negative 5.137.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I
and
got.
2.204.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I got.
so theirs are just backwards, Manette.
So I
if,
guess we'll find out really.
Right?
you know, I went back in, Kimmery, and I'm going to keep my p-value as p value, or it equals 1 or 0.410, just because it's I'm going to keep all the information the same as what's found on the SPSS.
Or on the SPSS.
Okay. Then we can all take a gamble for the team and see what's the closest, and then in the
guess,
future
yeah,
we'll all.
Okay, so should we go through real quick and just make sure everything else we have right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So number 3 would be D, which is A and B.
Yeah.
Number 4 is T-score.
Yeah.
Number 5, knowing which subjects are in group 1 tells you nothing about the subjects in group 2. So B on that.
Yeah.
Number 6, 37.996. Number 7, 206.637. Number 8, negative 0.434. Number 9, 0.333. Number 10, failed to reject. Number 11, failed to reject. Number 12 is B, is different than. And then I guess 13 through 17 we are gambling on. I guess the p-value, number 15 would still fail to reject.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the others, I guess we're seeing if it's really accurate that we can put it either way.
Yeah.
What did
Okay.
I'm sorry. On number 11, where it says fail to reject the null, why do I not understand that one? Suppose your alternative hypothesis is not equal to, what is the correct decision based on this evidence? Not equal to 0.10?
So, right. So if it was different than, not equal to, it would be 0.666.
Okay.
Which would still be higher than 0.10.
Okay, perfect.
So that's why. So that's what everyone else got, right?
Yep.
0.1.
Okay, are we going to submit? I'm nervous for this one now.
Bring it on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I got 100.
What do we
Oh,
got?
good.
Woo!
So obviously it can go either way.
So you guys got this.
Woo!
Oh, that's delightful.
Nice.
Awesome. Now we know. So
Awesome.
good.
Well, that was great.
Oh, that's stress for nothing.
You guys, we're halfway through. We're halfway done.
Woo!
We are. Oh my goodness, we are.
Very exciting.
We have an
Good
exam
job.
next week.
I know. Not looking forward to it.
So we'll do inference for several means, and then we'll do an exam.
So Thursday's our exam.
Yep.
Thursday's the exam? Oh.
Awesome.
Okay.
I thought we were plugging along just fine. Maybe I had another week or two, but.
Oh,
All right.
it's next
Sounds
week,
good. Well, I will post this. So you guys have a great weekend, a fun
Okay.
Halloween.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys next week.